Preparing for your NCLEX can be a very challenging process, not to even talk of spending the time to prepare well and make sure that you pass it. Passing it in one try is very, very difficult. Only a handful of people are able to pass their NCLEX on the first try, and even so, very few are able to pass with 75 questions. I know you are looking to practice as an RN in the US, or you have a friend, a loved one, or a family member who is hoping to become a US RN. This video is to give you some tips that will help you to study and prepare well so that you are able to pass your NCLEX exam on the very first try. Stay tuned. If you're new on this channel, my name is Rita. I usually do the videos with my husband Apia, but I'm coming your way today alone. I'm hoping that this video will be very beneficial to you or your loved one or your friend or your family member who is looking to study and pass their NCLEX on the first attempt. If you've already taken the NCLEX and are having to retake it, I'm hoping that this video would be able to help you plan well and study well so that you can pass on your next try. So in 2014, I took the NCLEX RN exam and I passed it on the very first try. Also, I passed with the minimum number of questions that needed to be answered for the exam to either stop or proceed. So I answered 75 questions and the computer shut down. So at that point, it's either two things: either you passed or either you failed. But I was very sure that I passed that exam. So yeah, I'm going to go over these tips that I believe would be able to help you pass your NCLEX RN exam. First of all, you want to be able to set aside time for yourself to prepare for the NCLEX exam. So it took me about 3 months to do intensive preparation to be able to pass the exam during my time. I don't know how you have strategized your time and what you are putting in place to make sure that you are going to be successful when you take the exam. But first of all, you would need to make sure that you have your resources put together. So basically all the books, all the apps, questions, and all that, you want to make sure that you have all of these things ready. If you haven't yet decided on which books to use or which questions to tackle, I would encourage you to look at books like Kaplan. You can also use UWorld. UWorld is a bank of questions. I also used the Davis book and answered a lot of questions from that book. So if you haven't yet figured out the books that you're going to use, I hope that you can look at these online and purchase them. They have the hard copy books and they have the software version where you can install on your phone or your laptop and have it on the go. So these are some of the materials I used during my time, and I know that most people are still using these materials because they keep updating it year after year after year. So once you've figured out what materials you'll be using for the study, you also want to set aside time on a daily basis to answer a specific number of questions or more. I did at least 100 questions every single day for 3 good months. So you can do the calculation. Doing 100 questions for 3 months adds up to thousands of questions being answered before taking the exam itself. So once you are able to set aside time every day, you just prepare yourself, sit down, either go to the library, get a quiet place, get these materials, open it up, start answering the questions. And after every question, I would also encourage you to read the rationales. So after you've solved your 100 questions for the day, go ahead and mark yourself. They usually have the answers behind, towards the latter part of the book. They have the answers all laid out. So what you want to do is answer your 100 questions, go to the answer section and mark yourself. See how much you got out of what you answered, and that will give you a fair idea of how you are doing. But after answering the questions and marking yourself, you want to go back and read each rationale. Even if you knew this question was easy, the answer you got it right, you still want to go over the rationale. This is because the rationale, reading over the rationale, can help you get a deeper understanding of the topic that was being addressed, and it will also help you to be able to answer any other question that pertains to that area. Yes, doing this on a daily basis for 2-3 months, of course, will ensure that you answer so many questions. It doesn't matter if the questions are repeated over and over. I would even encourage you that even after doing 100 questions, sometime later on, you go back and redo them and see how well you did on your first try compared to the second try after reading the rationales. Because even after reading the rationales for 100 questions, you would go back and you will still get some wrong, just because it takes time to absorb all this information. And also knowing that their format of question is different than what you are used to in your home country. The books, the time, and also being dedicated. So aside the time, you may have the time, but some people are not dedicated. Some people are not able to sit and go through 100 questions at a time, which is okay. But just know that if you decide to do 100 questions a day, you can do them in bits. So you can do 25 in the morning, 25 in the afternoon, or 50 in the afternoon, and do the next set. But make sure by the end of the day, you would have answered 100 questions. One thing you will also need to do is to focus a lot on the ECG portion. ECG is not something that is really taught to us back home. We know ECG, but it's hard for us to interpret what each recording is. It takes time to understand the P waves, the QRS complexes, the intervals and all that. So you need to spend a lot of time on your ECG, because trust me, there are a bunch of questions about ECGs. There are also a lot of questions on lab results. So you want to know what a potassium result means. You want to know what calcium result is and what it can cause, especially to your heart. So stuff like that, it takes time to be able to have a good handle of it. So yeah, focus on the labs, focus on the ECGs, spend a lot of time doing your questions, reading over rationales, and I believe these tips would be able to help you pass your NCLEX RN exam on the first try. Even if you don't get 75 questions, I'm sure you may just have to answer about 100 questions and the computer will shut down. I know that the NCLEX RN exam is going in a different direction this year, so yeah, look forward to our video on that as well, and also go online and search for resources to help you better understand the format of the NCLEX RN exam questions 2023 and beyond. If you are the type that struggles studying on your own, I would strongly encourage you to get in touch with other students who are also preparing for this exam. Be in groups, go online, and encourage each other to continue studying, encourage each other to continue solving the questions. Meet once a week, once a month, or whatever, either online or in person, to discuss the strategies that each of you is using and what is helping you. Discuss the resources that you feel you are getting a better understanding from, and ensure that other people are also using other resources that you are going to look into and see how best they fit in your schedule. I hope you enjoyed this content. Go ahead and use the comment section and let us get interactive. Let me know if you have any questions. I would be happy to provide you all the information that you need or the support. Let me know. If you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, I hope you would consider subscribing. Share the video with your friends, family, and loved ones, and we are hoping to bring you more content in the nursing area when it comes to practicing in the US, and also other things you can do with your RN license.